Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live trading room, January 3rd, 2022. This will be our first day of the year where we're all meeting here. Lots of great things coming up in this year as Caitlin and I start putting together a lot more of the website, a few additional products you'll see that we have listed. And we have a couple of companies that we'll be working with that will help us get out there a little bit more in the field. So a lot of marketing, a lot of things coming up for us. We're glad everybody is here. You guys are right at the beginning of this grand adventure that we're on, and look forward to working with you and making some really good money this year. Okay. As I mentioned before, I put some stock picks out on Twitter this morning. They're the same stock picks that I'll be covering in the classroom today. Always important to put our disclosures out there. Take a moment to read through those. And a little bit about Caitlin and myself. And I think we're ready to get started. Now, I do like an interactive class, so, always be asking questions. There's no stupid questions. Excuse me. We're still in Dow Chemical trade. We took the breakout a little bit before the breakout. I still have my 8 contracts that I bought at 75 cents. Currently up on that one, about 30% on the option trade. Now we're going to come back and look at a few other ones as well. But let's get started on the equity indexes. And mainly the chart that I'm in already is crude oil. And as we do start this, the beginning of the new year, we have to remember that often the first day that the traders get back, that the market does kind of go up. I mean, that's the path of least resistance at this point. Okay. But this year we still have a lot of things going on with COVID. We have to see how this first few days is going to open up, and I'll be around these 3 days to help you with that. Okay. I forgot to start my video. All right, up and going now. All right, so some things to remember around the first part of the year is, and after a long holiday weekend, is to let the market work for you, okay? Everybody's chomping at the bit to get in and make a trade. They've been off for a couple of days, and, everybody wants to see what's going to happen. Yeah, Summer, this is going to be your year. Now, what's the sign? Is it year to dragon? No. Tiger. Yep. See, you already know Tiger is going to be good. Okay. So we're going to have a great new year. Equity indexes are pulling back just a little bit. The zones that I have marked that I'll share with you are overnight zones, okay? Year of the elite trader, elite tiger trader, how's that? So markets are pulling back simply because the stocks are not reflecting where the equity indexes, futures were trading, okay? So, oops, it's already gone through the overnight level. Okay, so we do have where the market closed yesterday, our next demand zone, 47.61, 47.70, 47.59 area. Goldman Sachs and IBM are still showing that they will be gapping up. On a daily chart over here, we have a lot of tails across the top, okay? That usually means that there was not a total lack of buyers at the top of the market here, okay? We always want to be watching where that 50 simple moving average is. And we always want to take in note, this last move up, we won't start getting bearish on the market until it breaks the 23.6% retracement, which is at 47.33. Now, once price breaks at 47.33, then we can start looking for and feeling a little bit more bearish as price comes back down and retraces. Now, I do want to keep everybody in mind that the banks and institutions did their hedging approximately 2 weeks before the, 2 weeks ago. And they've been kind of on the sideline, very little activity in the marketplace right now, okay? So we're going to be looking for the pullback. I have an idea about 45.64 will be that pullback if we start getting some of the scare from the coronavirus coming in, okay? Hello, Marie. Now, always be willing to be prepared where that 50-day moving average is on your daily chart. Once price starts to get close to that, that's when things get really bearish. Now, starting next week, we'll be right in the middle of earnings season, okay? So earnings season can be a very rough and tough and tumbling time. Excuse me. And we want to be really careful about that, okay? Right in the pre-market, we can see that the volume is still substantial. We have one Dow stock negative over 94 cents, and we have 8 that are positive, leaving us with 7. So right now, cash equals about 14, and futures are trading positive 15, okay? Now, that just simply means that cash and futures are balanced at this time, okay? As cash and futures are balanced, it's really not a great opportunity to make a trade, okay? So we're going to make some good trades, but we do need to be willing to let the market respond to where it needs to respond to. Things need to balance out. It's been a couple of weeks since the big boys have been back in the market, and we need to let them get their footing settled. So a lot of this big overnight gap right here, 47.61, 47.59 area will be, and give yourself a little wiggle room on that, maybe even down to 47.57 should price come down and fill that gap. Okay. On the Nasdaq, wow, Tesla had some good news, up 82 points in the pre-market. Microsoft quiet, Google's all right, Amazon okay. I don't know if you have used Amazon a lot over the last couple of weeks, but it has been, maybe it will be a good buying opportunity. Coming back over to kind of look around, we had a lot of selling pressure up on top on the NQ, okay? Several zones that are overlapping each other. And we want to keep a close eye on those zones when they overlap like that. As price comes down, I want to take another look right in this area. Let's see if there's any leg-based group of candles in there to help us identify a zone. Drop down the time frame. Really small. We do have one right in there. That's what price just bounced off of, okay? Then we have another zone just below where it will fill the gap. Again, an overnight zone. We'll see if that's going to hold. Price breaking below That's 16,369. We'll look for the 16,332, 16,327. Okay. As far as to the upside, I like to look in the areas where we have the Fibonacci, I'm sorry, the supply and demand zones overlapping. So we're still looking for about that 16,530 range as price comes back up into that area. Now we can look closely and we can see that price came into this area a couple of times and then broke through it, okay? So our zone is going to be located closer to the pivot point. Excuse me. So nice little bounce off of that. I'm still being a little more patient on getting into any trades at the moment, as we need to see how the market's open. We do have some economic reports that are due out. Next one is at 10 a.m., 9:45, just after the open. We have PMI manufacturing. Okay, construction spending at 10 o'clock. So we'll look for some opportunities for price to intersect with demand zone or supply zone at that point. And I just took a long on GBP USD. Oh, sorry, GBP Aussie Dollar. Sorry. GBP. There we go. Sometimes I deal with so many different pieces of software. I'm just have to remember how to work it all. Okay. All right. So I took a long on GBP Aussie Dollar. Economic reports we covered. News looking more to the bullish side. People will be clicking on this one, trying to figure it out. Kind of interesting how they have the picture and what they're trying to talk about here. These stocks are down at least 20% off the 2021 highs, but Wall Street sees them gaining as much as 87. So I'll be doing some little more research to find the timing on some of those. S&P beat both the Nasdaq and the Dow in the wildest margin. We also have earnings season starting up next week, which will bring a lot of volatility into the marketplace, okay? As far as our stocks go this morning, okay, and these are the stock picks that I've been talking about over the last 3 days. And I'm gonna, for the next week, until we get organized with our website, I'm gonna post some stock picks using entry point software, trend following. I'll be using this going forward. And these will all be daily setups and they will all be in the direction of the trend, okay? We'll come back and look at a couple of the other ones that have been working, and we'll watch and monitor even the ones that have stopped us out. For today, Hasbro is one that's on the block, looking to go long at 102 and stop loss 99.55 and looking for a target of 109.47. Now, these are on daily charts, so they're a little bit more of a swing trade, and you can use options on them. Now, if you do choose to take an option trade, if you could post it in the chat for other folks that are learning options at this point to be able to use some of that. Next one is PARR, Pacific Holdings. Pacific Holdings. Now, what I've found in using entry point is also using the breakout area, okay? Make sure that we have minimum of 3 touches, a setup bar forming below and before the breakout that moves through there, okay? So long entry on this at 1672, stop loss at 1569 with a target of $19.89. MTH, which is Home Builders, Meritage Homes. Looking to go long, 123.43. Okay, so we got a little bit of wiggle room before price gets up there. Stop loss, 118.59. And a target, 135.76. The HB, I would have to go find out. Okay, I'll look at that. Okay, I don't have a good answer for you just yet. Okay. Let's see, Sanderson Farms. Okay. Looking for a breakout on this one. Break above 191.32. Entry, stop loss 188.50. And target 202.04. Okay. After the session started, we'll come back and we'll look at a couple of these other candidates, just kind of go back over and see what we've been looking at over the last few days. Okay. As I get these started now, I do like to get all your opinion on all this. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to fix that camera. I won't do it right now. I would like to get your opinion and your feedback. We have a small group of, we have about 30 people in here. If you are taking trades on the stocks, please let us know. And I'd like any feedback on the stock picks and or any questions. After Caitlin comes back, we will also be looking to market and sell the software entry point. And you'll see that on our website once that is up and running. We'll do some tutorials on it, and we'll be doing some picks on that. Looks like crude oil making its move. Okay, so we're up about $80 on that one. Took the breakout and looking for 71.40 now. Crude oil may be a lead indicator as to what we may experience or see with the coronavirus and what the Omicron how that plays its part as the week opens. A lot of people really sick. Okay, so still just kind of defending this area here on the S&P. Nasdaq looking a little bit more positive, but Apple and Microsoft are laggards so far. Okay, getting a nice little bounce there. Okay, and let's bring up the Dow. Now, I think the Dow is going to have the biggest move to the upside. Okay, or the biggest potential move to the upside. So bringing up our bigger picture that I post over on the Twitter, we can see that the Dow is in between demand and supply. The Dow did make a new high, but we're still looking for that 36,676, 36,755 as a forecasted area. Or we'll be looking for a pullback back down to 35,943, 35,837. Okay. So right now, as we're coming back into the markets today, we're looking around, we're gathering information. What's happening? Trend was low in the pre-market. Now it's back into the neutral area. This also implies and has me thinking that the markets are going to move up a little bit from here, and then we'll pull back. US dollar making a move back up into that kind of used up territory area. Okay. And the euro looks like it might be the one coming down a little bit. Okay. So the euro and the dollar have been quite inverse related as of late. okay? And that's a good sign for the markets to help us see where things are at. We have our pre-market indicator. Okay, it's showing a little bearish this morning, but nothing really significant. Still in the uptrend and still moving higher. As far as economic reports, we have an OPEC meeting, which we might see a little bit more volatility over with the crude oil as that OPEC meeting starts to take place. OPEC in their meetings, they tend to create some additional volatility in the marketplace that we also should be watching for. Tomorrow, we also have ISM manufacturing, and we have the jobs report coming out, okay? Now, in your shopping and in going out this last week here, how many of you started to see some of the shelves in the stores pretty empty? Anybody go out to dinner and notice that you're waiting a long time for seating and people to take care of you and also to get your meals, okay? That labor force is, there's a lot of jobs, out there, and there's a lot of things that are potentially leading us to believe that there's going to be another little correction with all of this, okay? Looks like we do have a place to take a breakout trade on the Dow as it breaks the Globex low. Silver breaking down, okay. Yeah, silver's coming down. We have a demand zone, 1803, 1800. Wait for a confirmation entry on the gold. We'll come back and look at silver as well. Natural gas, we've got a nice little channel right in here, and we can take the breakout above 3.620, okay, and then we'll look for a short-term target at 3.860, okay? So we're right there at that tricky area. We do have a demand zone a little bit lower at 3.050, 2.970. Nice little demand zone here. But in between this area where we have resistance and support, often the breakout trades can be in our favor. And there's a nice potential move back up into that 3.860 area, okay? There's Daniel, good morning. Russell, okay, Russell, I'm looking at a breakdown. Breakout trade at 22.48, 3/4. And let's come and see if we can find any, see, I want to look for a demand zone right in this area, but look how many times price has been in there, okay? So I think the breakout trade will take us all the way down to 2226, and we want to be able to stay in that trade for a good period of time, okay? So let's see if there is a zone right there. We'll have to turn the time frame down to look at it. Nine. There it is. Now, you could take a proximal line entry, 2244 area, okay? If you're going to take the breakdown, and I'm going to go ahead and set that trade up ahead of time. And we do have another leg base group right here. We might even get a little supply opportunity. The only thing wrong with, what's wrong with this, this little supply zone? Is the zone in the right location? Okay. Now, let's take a moment. We have not made a lower high. we made a higher high before as price started breaking this down. So let's take a moment here and just start looking at the structure, okay? Some of these can be a little tricky on the eyes because we have our own symmetry that we're looking for as far as what that picture should look like, okay? Using support areas and resistance and so on, okay? So we're seeing the price bounced around here, and we see that price came into that area 3 times, okay? Now we did make a higher high, but we still haven't broken out yet, okay? Okay. So had we have broken out, let's say something like this, then that zone is in the lower or the upper 2/3, and we could look for a supply zone at the peak and right in the middle, okay? But we still haven't broken lower. So this will be the 4th time that price has used up that demand. I'm still willing to take a trade, 22.48, 3/4, looking to go short. And then I'll look for about a 4 or 5 point move to the downside there, okay? So let's set that trade up. Okay. I'm also going to be willing to take a trade short. Well, it's going to be a little more elevated risk if I do take the trade short at that level. But let's see how things play out. The more conservative approach, 22.48, 3/4. Okay, placing the trade there and giving myself enough wiggle room, going up to about 53. And we'll look for 43 area. You can also see that the IWM also has a potential break to the downside. Nice little head and shoulders pattern, maybe looking pretty bearish on that side, okay? Still waiting for gold to come down, 1803. And I'm going to look for that opportunity. I'm going to use a couple of Fibonacci lines in here. About 3 minutes away from the market open. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to target roughly about that 1800. Let's do one more Fibonacci line on here. I want to get that range. It'll be between 1802 and 1800, okay? Now, the way that gold is often played out, it tends to take the extreme side of the zones, okay? So I'm going to place an order to go long right near, and I'm going to come just slightly inside of that box there, about 1801. And I'll use a protective stop loss. And I'm going to make it just a little bit wider down there, about 1797. Okay, so the trades that I have set up, Russell, I'm going short, 22.48. Gold, looking to go long, about 1801. And I'm currently short crude oil at this point, okay? S&P nearing the Globex low right as the market opens, okay? And we have a big gap to fill, okay? Do not get suckered into the gap area at this moment. Remember, the markets are just opening after being, you know, with a big players have not been around for a while, okay? We also have Nasdaq, got a little bounce off of that zone, but it looks like it's going to be weaker and coming down to the 16,332 area. Dow also looking for a breakdown, okay? If Dow breaks down below the Globex low, it may come back down to try to fill that gap area. And I didn't even find a zone on this, and I looked to the left and could see that area has been used up quite a bit, okay? So I am expecting more or less a bounce up, and then we'll have the opportunity to take some of the breakouts. Okay, just monitoring gold. And let's come back over here to see what we have going on. Looks like no entry on Safe or Sanderson Farm, not yet. MTH, let's go ahead and place an order on MTH. And I'm just going to start off with taking 100 shares. Limit move, or sorry, buy stop market. 123.43. The single order long. Exit bracket, one limit, one stop. So my limit order, 135.76. Stop market, 118.59. And these will be good till cancel. Just make them all good till cancel. And that order is live. Okay, that's on MTH. PAR. Okay, let's do the same thing on PARR. Just taking 100 shares. Buy stop market, 16.72. Single order long with a bracket. Limit order, 19.89. Stop market, 15.69. These will also be good till cancel. Did I type something wrong? Stop market. No, that's right. Okay, so PAR is getting ready to start. Hasbro. Looks like Hasbro has gotten away from us. 100 shares. And it's going to have to be a limit order. See if we get a little pullback. 102. Limit. Single order long with the bracket. Limit is 109.47.
Order filled.
We're stopped out on crude oil. 99.55. Okay, so I have 3 working orders. Hasbro's working. PARR is we're in the trade. And we're waiting for MTH. Okay. S&P, nice little bounce off of the support from the overnight area. Whoa, in Q, rocking to the upside. And we're seeing Apple looking pretty good. Tesla, let's bring that one into, there we go. Google flat, Amazon pretty much flat. Still a little mixed in there. Okay. Target for gold, 1843. Well, you got 1822 and 1843. Okay, would be target 1 and target 2 on the back to the upside. That gas. Okay, looking for a breakout, 3.620. Crude oil coming back up into that. I think we might even get our entry to get back in short on this one. Yeah, that supply zone is in the right location. Okay, so I'm gonna take another poke at the crude oil, 75.89, sell short. Just in the stop loss, and we'll take this all the way back down. Check out the internals, neutral on the trend, buy program on the tick, and now in kind of the trending mode. As far as the VIX, right in the middle of the quiet area there, okay? Let's let the market work for us. And I did not have 3 touches to take the breakout on the NQ. Okay, so I'm waiting for price to come up to that supply area. All right, Dow Chemical looking good. And give that just a minute or two. I want to see where the Dow is going to go. If the Dow continues to go back to the upside, okay, we have a supply right up about 36,441. Okay. And once the price gets up into that area, 36,441, I'll be looking for an opportunity to close or actually sell some futures contracts against that. So I'm creating a vertical spread on my Dow Chemical trade. Okay. Just want to see how far it pushes it up. This is a pretty significant move, up 1%. We get up to around 2 to 5%. That'll be a nice little play. Nasdaq broke to the upside. Anybody taking a breakout? I'm reluctant to. I'm waiting for it to get up to that supply area. That supply area. Let's see. Got too many things overlapping. $16,532. Yeah, it's still pretty far up there. Anybody take any trades yet? Yeah, that's good, Jeff. Great job, Natalie. How are you, Miss Natalie? Happy New Year. Russell did get up into that supply, 2266. I'll give it just another minute or two. Let's see if it holds that area up into the quarter hour. It's got about 5 minutes. Okay. Take a quick look at that. Yeah, price spent a lot of time right up in here. So, you know, it came into that supply zone early. We don't have any other real good supply. Well, let's just double check. Yeah, we still have a play here. It's just been using this whole area up. There you go, Daniel. Put it on the books. Still waiting for gold. Yeah, notice you know, you get the feel that something's not quite right. When you come out and you can see on entry point here that, you know, we don't have all blue going up or all blue, all red going down. It's really kind of a mixed market. Okay. So even on the small tick frames here, things are still quite mixed. Trend right in the middle of the area. Tick back to a neutral. We have, let's see, wow, 11 Dow stocks up 94 cents and 3 negative. So that leaves us with 8 times 2, 16. S&P futures are overbought quite a bit. Overbought, let's see what, 16. Overbought by about 6 points right now, okay? All right, so on a more aggressive front here, let's look at taking a breakout trade. Just at the Globex low, okay? With the target in mind of coming down to fill that gap, okay? So selling short, S&P, 44.71. Actually, let's give it a moment, because what we do need is the leg base scoop of candles before we take that breakout. Okay, so we'll continue to monitor that before we get aggressive. Looks like GBP Aussie Dollar doing good. Ooh. Nice little move on that. You can see here on a 240-minute chart. We had the breakout area. And we have our zone just before that breakout. there's no, it looks like the dollar is just going to push right back through all of that. Trend is low. Yeah, I use entry point on a lot of things. You know, this is a smaller picture, and using the market, the analytics. See, it sorts it out. It showed me that we had a long setup, a setup bar 2 days ago on the 480-minute chart, okay? And that it had been trending for 11 days, okay? So the market analytics, I scanned through the whole thing. Like here we got feeder cattle, been trending for 4 days. The setup bar was 2 days ago. And when I come out and look at the price chart, I'm looking for that trend to start and to get that breakout. Okay, so we have feeder cattle right now. Also, gold on the 480-minute chart did not have the same breakout setup. Okay, so gold did have a setup bar based on all the algorithms and things like that, but it was not level 5 blue. Okay, copper, on the other hand, we had got a setup bar 13 days ago. Okay, and now it looks like we're back in the area where, as we use the picture in that breakout. So next time I have a setup bar formed here on copper, I'm going to be looking for a much bigger trend to the upside. But the market analytics, they do all the screening for me, and that's also where I came up with the stock picks. Is I use the Fortune 1000 for my universe of stocks, and then anything that has a 0 on it is basically telling me it has a setup bar and 1 bar behind it. Okay. So I still need to do a little bit more of the scanning process, and make sure everything's right. Okay, be careful on this one. I don't have a leg base group of candles, so the breakout's going to be a little more aggressive. I'll look for that gap fill down here, since I was off in La La Land. Let's place that trade now. 47.61. Stop loss 57.
Order filled.
Like we got filled on Hasbro.
Order filled.
We just got filled on S&P. Looks like I might have been stopped out on S&P too. No. See if we get a little bounce. Now we need the stocks to come and support us. Price starts breaking down from here, going down to 47.20. Could give yourself just a little extra wiggle room. If you
Order filled.
No, I'm out. But we have filled the gap.
Order filled.
Looks like we just got filled on Russell. A lot of volatility. Wow, look at the Dow go. Woo-wee. Anybody get any of those breakouts? I got stopped out of mine. I could do some hot shot trading, but right, looks like it came down into that zone. Probably better get out of that. Give it just a moment. Yeah, that one went right there and nailed the demand zone. I didn't have my limit order out there.
Order filled.
So stopped out of that one. A lot of volatility. Be careful out there. What a range on the NQ. Huge downside. You just have to find a way to get into that. Let's see if we can find a zone up here. Okay, we've got the breakout. So if we're going to start trending down, 36,331, selling short in the supply area. Russell's already done the whipsaw, made our charts really not easy to read now. And we're still waiting on crude oil. Dow's set up. Let's bring up S&P. All right, looking for a short setup, 47.79 on the S&P. Short setup on the Dow, 36,331, 36,381. Looks like SNX is still moving up. We're up a little bit, about $1.15 on that. Applied Materials holding the ground. Hewlett Packard still looking pretty good. No entry on Schwab. AMN got an entry underwater a little bit on this one. SCI holding its ground. Slightly underwater. And KBR still making its way up. Okay. Come on, Dow, come back up for us. Here comes gold. Watch the reversal. We got 4 minutes before the top of the hour. I missed the breakout on the Dow. Okay, so I'm looking for price to go short as it comes back up into that supply area. 36,331, 36,381. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place that trade out there right now. 331. My target will be 35,836. Stop loss 381. Crude oil, we're still waiting for price to come up into the supply area, 75.89. Stop loss just above 76.05. Internals are getting a little more to the weak side. We're back in the no trade zone on advancing issues over declining issues. We're in a neutral on a tick. Okay, so things are starting to get a little more weak as prices are coming back up to the supply areas. Gold coming into the zone. Yeah, not quite sure that the markets are going to be pushing back low. I'd love to see Dow get above that area. 2 minutes till 10 o'clock reversal. And we also have an economic report, okay? Don't have a breakout trade on verify. Maybe we do. Okay, so looks like the NQ might give us that break to the downside, okay? And going back, looking over to the left, there was some opportunity there. So a breakout trade going short on NQ, 16,285. If I can get there in time. Target 15,779. Now there's a couple other speed bumps along the way that you can find, and when the profits feels good, go ahead and take it. Currently, I have been stopped out of a couple of trades, so I'm down $45 on the S&P. Russell, I lost $119. The price coming back up into that supply area. I'm positive $108 on my first trade on gold this morning. And I got a $58 stop out on crude oil. So Daniel, your track record's a little bit better than mine right now. Hasbro, we're a little positive on that. PARR, looking good. MTH, still no entry. The trade is live. And Sanderson Farms, we're still waiting for price to give us our entry. My stop loss on the NQ, if I get the breakout, is I need a leg base group of candles, okay, to form. Well, yeah, I just took more of a conservative approach, okay? Now, if you took the proximal line entry, you were still within good range, okay? Just let it work. It'll come down in the zone. See, we noticed that with gold and stuff like that, if it doesn't give kind of like that exhaustion drop, these little bounces don't go very far. I don't know what is up with Bitcoin. In the years past, it has had some pretty good runs just before Christmas. But this year, everybody has a Bitcoin credit card. So maybe there has been some things that have been a little different this year. Okay, if natural gas starts breaking down below 3.410, we'll look for a target at 3.050. Okay. We do have the leg base, 3.620 being the other side of that. And we got the FX market working for us. All right, looks like, well, the stocks are not selling off, okay? Google is not doing so hot, nor is Microsoft, but the other products are doing pretty good. So it's still a little mixed on the equities here. Check the breakout on Russell. Yeah, I didn't get the breakout to the upside. Not far away from it though. All right, so good call, Summer. Let's come back down to a smaller time frame. And before we take the breakout, we need a leg base group of candles. Right now, you would have to give the risk on this trade all the way back down to 22.44. That's off a 20-minute chart. And it hasn't changed. Yeah, so risk is going to be quite a big risk on the trade. I agree with the breakout. We got the 22.32 or 23.32 for the Russell. And if you're going to take the breakout trade, your stop loss 22.44, which could be huge. Not what I'm willing to do. So if I can watch right in this area as a new leg base group of candles starts to set up, then if I get another one, then I can get in there and take that breakout. Oh man, look at that. Missed me by one tick. Come on, you can do it.
Order filled.
There we go. And we'll see how that plays out. Give yourself enough wiggle room on this, just for the personality of gold. Crude oil still holding that range. We're still waiting, 75.89, looking for entry, go short. We are now long gold. Russell broke out to the upside. Dow is getting weaker again, along with the S&P. And we're awaiting a breakout trade on Nasdaq. All right, you guys can ask questions. You can have me look at different things. Again, all of this is for you. Uh-oh, what happened here? Wasn't even aware of that one. Fix that. All right, equity indexes all look pretty much the same. Bonds, let's take a look at bonds. Bonds are starting to break down. Just passing the breakout point. I'm currently looking at 5-year. All the way back to last year, February. So we have potential breakout on bonds. Looking to go long or taking the breakout and then come down to 119 as your target. All right, 10-year. George asking a question, why are there no entry point shorts? Well, remember, this is a trend following software. And I've got the 14-1000. There's short trades that are potential setups. I do have a few. Hawaiian holding. But it doesn't have, well, let's just take a quick look at that. Yeah, you can see it's not all level 5. CNK. Yeah, we're missing the breakout. Kelly Services. Okay. No real good place for the breakout. And you can see that the overall trends and trend strength, they're all pretty weak. Okay. So there are short setups, okay, that just in these market conditions and a trend following software using a daily chart, we're going to have more opportunities to go long. Okay. Wow, dancing right along with that here. Just watching the Dow Chemical trade. Almost up 30% on that option trade. All right, here comes S&P coming back up to that supply, 47.79. I believe we have a trade still set up there, 47.79. It's coming 47.80, looking to sell short. Stop loss, go to 86. 86.5. And we'll look for a 47.20 if we get our move back to the downside. Okay. All right, so entry, looking to sell short in the supply area. I have my trade set up at 47.80. selling short. Make sure that I have it right over here. Placing a sell limit 47.80. Put that on my other account. As for the Dow, waiting for price to come up, 36,331. We already have a trade waiting for that one. Russell still pushing higher, the stronger one. And looks like gold is taking its deep into the zone area. Okay, I do have my stop loss at 1797. Natural gas being quiet. And we're still waiting on crude oil, 75.89. Sorry, kind of a boring Monday. I mean, it's we've got there's a lot going on in the marketplace as far as people coming back to work and kind of seeing where things are at. Okay, and that'll also be in the work environment. Okay, now what I suspect is going to happen is we're going to start to see that there's going to be a lot of talk and a lot of news on coronavirus type updates. Okay. From what I've been picking up on over the weekend and over this last time, and also seeing and hearing and being around other people, including myself being a little sick, there's going to be a lot of people calling in from work. Can't come in, have to wait till get tested and so on. Okay. We do have a winning trade so far on the GBP Aussie Dollar. Market's moving higher. I don't know if any of you trade the FX markets. We have a target of it coming up around here. Breakout. Yeah, we don't have anything in the way to get up to that next place. Currently up about $82. On that. And that one was right off the entry point in doing a trend following. Here we go, a little positive on gold. Boy, Russell is just ripping. Maddie, are you still on the Russell? Summers yet? Dow's approaching the supply. S&P approaching supply. I don't have a supply on the Nasdaq until we get up to about 513 or 559. There's multiple zones right in that same general area. Okay. So when you have multiple zones, you want to target for what's right in the middle of that. If it starts to go too deep into the zone, you can see that price has already been working the upper part of this. Okay, price, a lot of the orders have been filled already. Okay, so the only place that we have an opportunity to take a short-term trade would be 16,532, 513 to 532, or just wait till it goes right in between those zones. Anybody get anything on gold yet? If Daniel's not in, then it's going to go. And if he got in, then we got to take a profit soon. There we go. See, love having Daniel as my odds enhancer. Picking on you, buddy. And by the way, just a public thank you to Daniel for all he's doing in the Discord room. Daniel has been one of our leaders in the Discord group. If you're not part of that, you should jump in, participate with Daniel. He's very gifted in his trading and how he sees the markets as well. So thanks for helping us out in the Discord room, Daniel. All right, still waiting for crude oil to come up. And Dow is approaching it, the supply. And we're about 9 minutes away from the bottom of the hour. Target on gold, 1822. First target, second target, 1843. You want to be a little more on the conservative side, you could look at that 1814 area, 1822. Once it starts to clear this area, back up to 1843. Yeah, but look at the way the market opened the first hour. Whip, whip, whip. And that's typical for what we'll see when the markets are reopening from a long period of time, or from where the banks and institutions haven't been here for a while. Nice. Just need gold to clear that little area right here. Well, these equity indexes are just taking their sweet time. So what have you guys done out there today? What have you been trading? Just got gold, Marie? Okay. How'd you do on the Russell, Summer? You do okay on that? Look, it's still going up. Looks like you can see how the entry point software working over here. We have that range. Even on a small time frame, we're looking for, you know, the breakouts in the context of uptrends. Okay. So as long as this is a 400 tick chart. Okay. Right now we're all level 5 blue on that, and we could look to take the breakout at 2284, and then we would use our initial stop loss right at the low of the setup bar. Okay. Dow's getting close. We want it to come into that supply on the quarter hour. Okay, within the next 5 minutes. Same with crude oil. Would love to have that come back up into supply in the next 4.5 minutes or so. All right, looks like Russell's getting ready to break above the 2284.
Order filled.
Looks like we just got hit on the Dow. Now I may have to take a quick little profit on the Dow. Okay. The Dow arrived in that supply zone 4 minutes early. Russell's about ready to trigger. ES coming up fast. Now the ES may get there on time. We still have about 3.5 minutes for the S&P to get up into its supply zone. Remember, the Dow got into that supply early. So you have about another 2-3 minutes to take a small profit off of that one. Once price goes 1-to-1 in your direction, adjust that stop to a break-even point. Let's see if, let's do the cash value. Right now we have 10 Dow stocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2, so 40. Yeah, the Dow is about 50 points overbought. $50 points overbought. Two minutes. 2 minutes to the bottom of the hour. Nice job, Ed. Almost 30% up on the Dow chemical trade. About 2 minutes looking for the S&P to intersect with that supply. Looks like we gave back just a little bit on the gold. Anybody take a profit on gold? Are you still holding? Nice job, Summer. You keep taking those $100 trades, okay? Just keep grabbing them. All right, bottom of the hour. See if we can get another little push up there. And I may be looking to adjust my stop loss to 348 on the Dow. Okay, looks like we're almost at a 1-to-1. But let's adjust that stop loss down. Anybody get the Dow? Good job, Jeff. And it took us an hour and a half to get to the right trades. You know, just like the market. It happens a lot like this when they're coming back from a long holiday weekend. This has been 2 weekends of holidays. Russell still hasn't triggered to the upside yet, 2284, and our stop loss will be at 2278. Still waiting on crude oil, 75.89 to 76.05. And we'll see how gold plays out. Needs to get past this 1810, and we're looking at 1814, 1822, and then up to 1843. As far as stock trade setups, Hasbro, we are in. We're down about 10 cents on that trade. Okay. PARR, positive, about 20 cents on that trade. MTH might get taken off. We never got into the trade. The order is live. And also on Sanderson Farms, it is already violated the stop. Okay, so we will cancel that one as well. Okay, so Sanderson Farm off the table. MTH, if it touches the 118.59, it is off the table. We'll wait for the next setup bar. Currently, we are long PARR and Hasbro. Okay. Now, what'll be nice is once the website is up, we'll have a place where you can view and monitor the stock picks and what we're doing there. All right, looking at Dow's looking good. Excellent. All right. Well, I'm going to go and start getting some of my stuff done for today. And I'll get the video uploaded here shortly. You guys have a wonderful trading day. We'll see Caitlin back later on this week. Will be wonderful to have her back. So have a great day, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Bye now. Nice job, Summer. Wait a minute. Cindy, what did you do today? No way. What is this, like 6, 7 days in a row? You've been positive. Great job. Excellent job. All right, everybody have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early.